Hello, my name is Ira Nirenberg, and this is the first in a series of videos I'm going to be doing on some basic algebra ideas. I'm going to concentrate on things that most people find confusing. So, first one we're going to look at is the division of two negative numbers. When it comes to dividing negative numbers, people seem to have a lot of problems understanding why when you divide two negative numbers, you get a positive number, or when you multiply two negative numbers, you get a positive number. There isn't too much difficulty, I don't believe, in adding negative numbers together. -5 plus a -3 is a -8, or -5 plus a +2 is a -3. It may require a little thinking, but once you sit down and think about it, it will make a lot of sense. On the other hand, dividing and multiplying with negative numbers always seems a bit more challenging for people. So let's begin by remembering one really important thing in mathematics, and that is that we have a very common sense rule. Let's call it a common sense idea, that any time you divide a number into itself, you have to get 1. Now, there is an exception, and it's 0. So let's ignore that exception and say for any number other than 0, anytime a number is divided into itself, we have to get 1 and exactly 1. It kind of makes sense. If you divide 3 into 3, you'd expect it to go exactly 1 time. You wouldn't expect 3 to fit into 3 more than once or less than once. You'd expect it to fit in exactly once. Well, remember, we're saying any number. And from the mathematics, when we say any number, typically we're talking about any real number. Think of a number line. You have 0 in the center, and anything to the right is considered positive, and anything to the left are considered negative. So you have all the positive numbers and all the negative numbers making up the real numbers. So any number includes negative numbers. So -5 divided into -5 can only go 1 time. It can't go more than once, can't go less than once, it goes once. But the implication when we say a number like 1 or 7 or 12, the implication is these are positive numbers. If they were negative numbers, we'd say -1, -7, -12, but we're saying 1. -5 has to go into itself once. So -5 into -5 is a positive 1. Just for the consistency of the mathematics. It's a common sense idea. No different than saying 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2. We would be very perplexed if that wasn't the case. We would be very perplexed if -5 divided into -5 a -1 time. We might wonder what in the world that really means. It doesn't really mean anything because it's not true. So, -5 into -5 is a positive 1. And as soon as you divide a negative into a negative and you get a positive, in order to have consistency in the subject, then any negative divided into any negative has got to come out to be a positive answer. Now, I will show you a bit of a proof, if you will, of this to help you along, but that's the bottom line. And I'm going to pause the video and we're going to see how that works.